Hi, we just finished meeting for Monday, March 1st. I almost said February, March 1st at 6 p.m. And it was perfect timing. We ended exactly on time. So that rarely happens. Um, we're starting with our words, March. That should have reminded me that it was March. March with an R. April, April. 10 past 1. 10 past 1. You'll probably emphasize both the 10 and the 1 because the time is important. And maybe if you were emphasizing it's already after 1 o'clock and you're running late, it's 10 past 1. But 10 past 1. 10 till 1. 10 till 1. Related. Related. Encouraged. You don't release the duh. You just hold your tongue in the D position. Encouraged. Encouraged. So I'm making a j. I'm starting to make a j, a j, and then I stop it by putting my tongue in the D position. Encouraged. Delighted. Delighted. Number 10, charting. Saying it with a T is totally fine, charting. But most likely, Americans are going to change that to a D, charting. Charting progress. Scenario. Scenario, as in worst case scenario. And speaking of which, number 12 is worst. I'm not releasing the T, I'm just holding it there. Worst. Worst. So in worst case, you won't hear the T. Worst case. 13 looks like an O, sounds like ah, wrong. So I spelled this with an AH to represent the ah sound, wrong. 14, stringent. Stringent. Stringent rules. 15, Fitbit. It's the same vowel both times, but the first one is stressed, so it's longer. So it's not Fitbit, but Fitbit, Fitbit, Fitbit. Multitask, multitask. Porridge, porridge. I'm also making a j, a porridge. I'm not making porridge. I'm stopping the J. Porridge. That's it. And I found out that the first spelling, P-L-O-U-G-H, is just the British spelling of plow, and the American spelling is P-L-O-W, which I still think is weird because it looks like plow, but plow. Ow. So you have to open a lot. Ow. Plow. 19, there's two main ways. You can say pour with an or. You can also say pour with an oo. Pour. 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 Either way. Temperature. Temperature. Oh, did I say Tim? I meant Tem. I'm still watching my own accent. Temperature. Temperature. Dough. So all of those extra letters, UGH, are not necessary because it's just O, dough. 22 is also spelled very similar, but now it's trough with an A and an F, trough, which I never have to say. Burrow. And this is another good O-U-G-H-O. Just sounds like O. Burrow. Ah, I have this backwards for the stress. It's burrow. Burrow, not burrow. And 24, 25, and 26, we're focusing on zh. The noise in the middle here is like shh, but with sound. So if you need help finding the right position for your tongue, make shh, because everybody does this. Shh, just fine. So shh, make sound, and it'll change to a zh. Usually. Usually. And it's important to round your lips. If you don't, it'll sound like usually. Usually instead of usual. Well, I added an ly. Let's see, usual. without lip pounding, usual instead of usual. Usual. And then the adverb, usually, usually. Unusual, unusual. Memoir, and that's not the correct French way of pronouncing it. So if you do know French or you want to pronounce it the more French way, go ahead. Most Americans won't, and they'll make it with a strong R. Memoir. And the same with soiree, soiree. Exterior, exterior. Another one I need to be careful of. Measure, measure. Royal. This one, when you say Roy, your tongue should go up very high in the end in the E position. Roy. And then while it's up there like a Y, bring it down and make an L. Royal. Royal. It's the same movement as oil, but without the R. So these are totally different spellings. If you took the R off of royal, it probably looks more like it sounds, but with OIL, it's pretty hard to guess. Oil. Royal. And I'm going to change these around because it's more common to say superior. Anytime Americans can change the real vowel to they will. So you can say superior or superior, either way. And 33, I learned you have options. You can say it heroic, heroic, or heroic, heroic. There's a slight difference, heroic and heroic. So they're all fine. Another French word that we change, croissant. And I'm finishing with the tongue in the N position, which is the same as the T position. So I'm just not releasing my T, croissant, croissant. I hold it there, croissant. Unreasonable, unreasonable. Furlough, furlough. Definitive, definitive, definitive. And I didn't know really how to represent this bure sound, but I put Y-E-R like yer, bure. Bureaucracy, bureaucracy. Or you could just say red tape because it means the same thing. If you have to deal with so much bureaucracy to get something done, get forms signed, to get official approval, you have to deal with a lot of bureaucracy. Or you could say you have to deal with a lot of red tape. It takes a long time to get things done. 39, efforts, efforts. 40, oregano, oregano. I said Ray, didn't I? Oregano. I think it would be more oregano. I have to watch myself. Oregano. Island. And you wouldn't hear the D unless there was a vowel after it. And then island of love. 43, definitely. Definitely. You're not going to hear the T. Definitely. Definitely. And the name of the state compared to the spice or herb is Oregon. Oregon. That's it. Thank you if you were here tonight. And if not, hope you can join us another time. Have a good evening.